once heard a saying that really stuck with me. It goes a little something like this. True art, the kind that touches us profoundly, is usually rooted in real-life experiences. Now that is a very real quote, and it's definitely not flowery nonsense that I made up 5 minutes ago. Hashtag I'm 13 and this is deep. The other day, as I looked around the project server at all of the beautiful things that we've created in the past 4 years, I thought about that very real quote that definitely is real and isn't fake at all. I kind of had to ask myself a question. Is what we've created, real art? Look at this. That's not rooted in real life experiences. At least I hope it's not. Or what about these trees, right? They also don't seem very real. In fact, most of the fantastical builds that we build on the server are, they're just that. They're fantasy. So today, I've decided it's time to fix that as I begin the construction on our newest project, the coastal metropolis of Tolith. I wanted to begin by building something integral to the day-to-day life of the city. A place where citizens can come to get the things they need to survive. I imagine this place to be, kind of a bustling marketplace filled to the brim with every kind of thing that a person could need, in their whole life from birth to death. This is the story of how we built that place. Alright, well, I think that this build is just about finished. I really feel like it brings, a nice modern flair to, this project, which is, up until this point, been mostly fantasy medieval. We have this beautifully textured parking lot. I like to imagine that, that the customers will come here and, bring their horse and carts and just kind of, slot them into these little pre-made slots. I think this could really catch on. This could be something that, possibly, one day this entire area could be full of carts. Maybe the carts even drive themselves. They don't have horses or anything. I don't know. I think that we have to be a little bit careful about being too optimistic about the future, but I think that things are going to be pretty cool. We have a cart return. So this is for, like little hand carts that the customers can bring into the store with them. So if they purchase more goods than they can carry. And then here's a convenient spot where you can come and, put the carts back when you're done with it before you load your cart up and head out to your home. I imagine that these might not get as much use, as one might expect. I have this sinking sensation in my stomach that people are not going to be as respectful about the carts as they maybe should be. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I decided to add a little bit of greenery, so I added a couple of just basic trees. Nothing too crazy, but it's all, of course, carefully manicured inside these little predefined areas, just to make sure that we don't have too much nature, because everyone knows too much nature it's bad, probably. Yep. You can also see that this particular shop has kind of an eldritch symbol on the side of it. Now, many of you may not be familiar with this symbol because it is sort of a well-kept secret, I guess. But this is actually a reference to a small sub-assembly that exists within the stores. We'll take a look at that in a second. This is actually kind of a fun combination because not only can you buy your daily wares here at this large store, but you can actually also get hot food. Something that probably isn't the case with many other large stores. All right. So I like to think that this store is probably connected in some way to the wall of this city, which is why I've decided to call it Walmart. Mart is kind of like a market, and it's of course attached to the wall. Well, let's take a look inside this Walmart. So we have our entrances over here, and we put our exits over here just to make sure that we have one place where people can go in, and one place where they can leave. The exit also has its own little cart return for those hand carts I mentioned. I feel like that's going to be a great success. As we enter in, you can see it's a pretty big building. There's quite a lot of stuff in here. So let's take a look at some of it. Over here, we have, remember that big eldritch symbol we had on the outside of the building? Well, this is actually what it's a reference to. This is a very well-kept secret. It's actually sort of a restaurant, but the food gets cooked, prepared, and delivered quite efficiently and quite quickly. So this is what I might call a quick food, or maybe a fast food. I think that might catch on. I'm not sure though. But this is run by some guy. I imagine his last name might be something like, I don't know, a powerful name. It makes me think of like Macbeth, right? So maybe this guy we can't use Macbeth. That's obviously Shakespeare's thing, but we can call it something else, like MacDonald. Yeah, that's a pretty strong name. Maybe we'll call this place McDonald's, the fastest food. We have ourselves some flowers for sale. We have some bakery goods, cakes and cookies and bread. We have some fruit and various kinds of, I guess it's mostly just fruit. There is some vegetables in here, I think. Don't know. And when you're finished purchasing all of your items, you can come to one of these handy little desks. Now, originally I only had one of these desks, but what I realized is that with a store, this exciting and this fun, that we'd probably have a lot of customers. And if you only had one desk, I feel like, you easily get overwhelmed. There'd be a big line. So what instead I've decided to do is I've decided to add a whole bunch of these. And I imagine we'll get some people to come and stand here and to do the transactions. And, well, obviously we won't let them sit down because that would be very unprofessional. So no sitting down for them, but they can stand here all day long. And I think we'll probably give them minimal pay. That sounds good. Minimal pay. And then, of course, on our way out, we've got these little things. I like to think these detect, if you've stolen something, like a stealing device detector. They probably make some sort of loud, annoying noise. I would imagine that, probably just to keep people on their toes, they probably go off randomly sometimes, even when you haven't stolen anything, just to make you feel like a bad person, just, randomly. I think that that's probably a good idea, something that the customers will really enjoy. And yeah, that's our Walmart. I think that it's going to be, a big hit here in Tolith. I can't imagine any reason why people would not want to shop here. Obviously there will be other shops available, but why would you shop at any of the little shops when you could come here to this gigantic, beautiful building? Anyway, guys, I think that's going to wrap up this video, but I hope that you all have a very nice April Fool's Day, and yeah, I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.